Welcome to my channel.
China, what? Technically speaking, technically speaking, I ain't talking vegan when I said that I've been eating, making money on the side, but I use it for
like FileZilla and stuff. But regardless, they're two, open protocols. So I would say get immersed in it. For my Linux folks, if you are into blockchain, because I know a lot of you guys are on the blockchain. Actually, let me go to this. And I suggest you guys start off with the Hyperledger Ledger Fabric. It goes in tandem with Linux. So it's kind of like you're learning, both at one time. Come here, I'm going to drop this in the Bootcamp channel. So you can kind of, start here, right? And this is what I would say, because I know that it tells you, to get started, this is what you need. And you're probably like, what the hell is a Docker and all this stuff? I would say you should probably just Google what's Docker, right? And probably just look at a 2-minute, 5-minute YouTube video on Docker, right? Maybe you don't understand like what fabric means, right? You can definitely just Google that, right? Just Google these little words to make the sentence, come together for you so you can kind of know how to move forward, because that's what you're going to do in the field. You're going to be pushed into a situation where you know nothing about, but because you have the foundational knowledge, you need to figure it out. And it's nothing but reading and Googling. Like I Google my whole 3 years I've been Googling. Yes, I know this information as far as, being able to regurgitate it. But when I go out there and they say, hey, can you, like, if I was at work and it was like, yeah, can you check the interface and see if it's up? Because I don't know that there's packets coming through to this router. I'm going to have to Google that. I'm like, what's the commands to check to see if the interface is up? And I'm going to use that. And usually it's some type of, step-by-step guide. And I'm just going to follow those steps. And then, what? It's not like somebody's watching me like, are you Googling the steps? Like, I think they expect me to Google. So that has helped me with my success. So I'm just going to tell y'all to do the same thing. Google, right? You should be like an expert at Googling, right? And it's not even just like you Googling something and then, oh, that's the answer. You still have to know how to filter information. And that's where the foundational knowledge come in at. If you already know, like, that, frame equals layer 2, packets equal layer 3, a V6 is, a whole bunch of hexadecimals and stuff, but a V4 IP address is, 4 octets and stuff. As long as you know, like, real, like, foundational knowledge, then everything else makes sense. Everything else is like, oh, okay. Okay, so you may not know what DNS is, but once you see that DNS, is, connects to the IP address, then you kind of understand that, oh, it must be an internet protocol, which it is. And then you can go down and be like, okay, so it deals with routers, which you do. So, you just keep going down that path. So I think I really want you guys to understand this. You don't have to know all of this. You have to know where to find this. And it's on Google. It's on Google. But yeah, so start here, y'all. For my Linux blockchain people, Hyperledger Fabric is a good place to just pick up and start going for the remainder of this course. At least to get you started with it, right? AWS, we have our Filecoin and our IPS. That's just, other technologies that you can, understand. When you see these words or these terms, IPFS or Filecoin, you're not like, what are you talking about? You can kind of get a, understanding of, oh, they're talking about, a decentralized way of sharing files. Oh, okay. Or storing files. Oh, okay, cool. Because we want to add these to our resume. Like, you should be picking up these technologies. Okay. And that was it. That's all I had. AWS folks and Linux folks, and then, find your IP addresses. because we're gonna get more in the terminal as the week progresses. That's really all I had, really. Anybody have any questions? I think I see a question. Is it possible to retain all the info because it's constantly changing? We got to learn to know what questions to ask them. No, I totally understand you, right? So this course, that's why I keep expressing like this is for you to find your path, right? Because if this interests you, if you're like, dang, I do want to know more about packet traveling and networking, then you go over to that CCNA course, right? And you start going digging deep because that's very specific. But if you don't care to be a network engineer, a network architect, or even just really go deep into networking, then don't bother. Just really take notes on the foundation of it, which is you should be able to answer what is a network. So if someone to actually like, I mean, what's a computer network or what's a network? You should come up with, something in this slides like, yeah, LAN, WAN, Ethernet cables. I don't know. You need to just start saying some things. And this is what I'm giving you, some things to talk to. Because most of you guys are blockchain centric. Most of you guys are coder centric. So we haven't got to those parts yet. This is really just foundational because when we send the code, when we're sending it to each other and we're troubleshooting, we have to use this knowledge when we're troubleshooting, even if you're not in the networking department. Maybe you're in tech sales, maybe you sell different types of routers and switches, or you just sell technology. It could be software.
Technically speaking.